Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the English series. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. So there has been a debate over the dropping of certain chapters which are related to the Mughals. Now the question is, will the students of CBSE never read or study about Mughals? That's not the case. NCERT has dropped some chapters which are repetitive in nature in different classes. But that does not mean that the students will stay aloof from the history of Mughals. Mughals are an integral part of our history, our medieval history and our modern history as well. So from the perspective of your examination, keeping every political bias aside, we are going to discuss this topic in brief. From the perspective of GS Mains Paper Second, it is important to understand the analytical part of it, not much from the perspective of prelims. So without any further delay, let us move ahead and first of all talk about the news. The National Council of Educational Research and Training, that is NCERT, had announced its decision to erase certain chapters on the Mughal Empire from class 12 history textbooks. Now we need to understand about NCERT first in order to move forward. What is this body? It's an autonomous body which was set up in 1961 by the Government of India, and it has the aim to assist and advise the central and state governments on policies and programs for qualitative improvement of school education. Quality is better than quantity. So that is why from that perspective you can see the bulking up of chapters which are repetitive in nature have been removed. The objectives of NCERT include to undertake, promote, coordinate research in areas which are related to school education, prepare and publish model textbooks, supplementary material, newsletters, journals and develop educational kits, multimedia, digital materials, etc. Organize pre-services and in-service training of teachers as well. That is also one thing that NCERT does. It also develops and disseminates innovative educational technical practices and collaborate and network with state education departments, universities, NGOs and other educational institutions as well. If it is asked in your preliminary examination, the objectives, you must be clear about it. Now, it is an implementation agency as well. It implements policies for bilateral cultural exchange programs with other countries in the field of school education. Remember this very well. This is a very important pre-fact. Now, this exercise that has been undertaken to drop certain chapters which are related to the Mughals are a part of syllabus rationalization, keeping in mind the new education policy of 2020. As the NEP asks the schools to cover that much which is important for the qualitative development of a child and not burden the child with too much homework and studies. So the NCERT cites overlapping and irrelevant as reason when we talk about the dropping off of the chapters, and it dropped certain portions of these chapters from the syllabus. It includes lessons on Mughal courts from its class 12th textbook. Many of these changes were announced in early 2022. Also, Central Board of Secondary Education rationalized its own syllabus in April. Besides schools which are under CBSE, some state boards also use NCERT textbooks. So whatever changes that are going to occur from 2024 onwards are going to impact these schools as well. Moving ahead, the erased chapters are related to Kings and Chronicles, the Mughal courts from 16th to 17th century from the book Themes of Indian History, Part 2nd. I'm sure if you are a UPSC aspirant and you are studying right, you must have definitely read this chapter in this book. From class 11th syllabus, chapters like Central Islamic Lands, Confrontation of Cultures and the Industrial Revolution has been removed. Class 12 civics book, from here, Politics and Indian since Independence. Chapters like Rise of Popular Movements, Era of One-Party Dominance have been removed. Other than that, what are the other important chapters? In addition to this, from class 10th, Democratic Politics second textbooks, chapters like Democracy and Diversity, Popular Struggles and Movements, Challenges to Democracy, these all have been removed. Moving on, Now, what does NCERT has to say? We will know about that as well. NCERT has also removed some paragraphs from class 12th political science textbooks pertaining to a brief ban, which was this chapter which we are talking about. It pertains to a brief ban imposed on RSS by the then government after Mahatma Gandhi's assassination. Paragraphs on Gandhi's quest for Hindu-Muslim unity provoked Hindu extremists have been removed. This also has been removed. Moving ahead. Now, chapters on Mughals has not been dropped completely from the CBSE books. This is, something which is coming off in the news, to gain TRPs, that such move has been undertaken to remove the Mughals from the subconscious and unconscious of the people, which is not true. Because expert committee examined the books from standard 6 to 12. And after that examination, they recommended that if this chapter is dropped, it won't affect the knowledge of the children. It will be unimpactful. This is what the expert committee has said. And then it created an unnecessary burden which should be removed. The debate is unnecessary. Now, even today, students are studying in their history books about the Mughal history in NCERT, class 7th books. History of Mughals is being taught in empires in section 2nd of the 11th class book. Class 12th book, there were 2 chapters on the history of Mughals, and out of which theme 9 was removed last year, while theme 8 is still being taught to the students, and this year no chapter has been removed from any book. Moving on. Now, the opposition has used this as an attempt to attack the center, which is their work. That is completely true. We need a strong opposition in order to question the government. Otherwise, it will lead to dictatorship. That is something that you must always know. So, the opposition says that this is an attempt to change the nation's history. Kapil Sibal tweeted, and through the tweet, he attacked the Prime Minister, saying this is Modi ji's actual move when it comes to the Indian modern history, which should begin from 2014 onwards. And this is all a part of the political bias. We won't get into that. But what do you think? You can comment in the comment section. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.